as an organization is, what do you want to be known for? We started talking about what cultures and values and behaviors we want to see, because we practice these in our projects. So you can't, it's being hypocritical if you practice something and you don't live it yourself. My name is Rashid Javed. I'm the Chief Executive Officer for Plan International here in Switzerland. I think one simple practice that we use in Plan is what I call the collective accountability. And we want this collective accountability to involve all staff. And one thing that we've adopted here in Switzerland through that collective accountability is in our recruitment process. This recruitment process is not just between leaders and the individual candidates. It's about how that individual coming into the organization impacts others as well. If I could give you an example, I think my hiring was a great example of that collective accountability. Not only is my executive board, of course, responsible for my hiring, we made sure that our management team in Plan Switzerland were involved. And when I mean involved, they were involved in the questions, preparation of the questions, in the interview process. But also all our staff members had an opportunity either to talk with me virtually, to understand my experiences, my knowledge for the role, what I bring to the role, but also understand the ambition for Plan International Switzerland. So all our staff, if they want, they participated in that aspect. And I think it was very important for them to feel that they do have a say in choosing their next CEO. When everybody's voice is being heard in the organization and you can see how your voice actually supports decisions, that togetherness, that motivation, that drive, that rallying around common purposes for Plan, and particularly for Plan and its strategic vision, that just makes it much, much stronger. Number one point that we try to follow is we do a mapping. We see which individuals are directly or indirectly impacted by the recruitment individual coming in. Because many times you're seeing that they have a relationship outside the department. So you want to be able to see who those people are. And the number 2 point would be, once you've done the mapping, you want to make sure that you involve them in the recruitment process. And there are many ways to do that. As I said earlier, you can involve them in the job description, you can involve them in the recruitment panel, you can involve them in just having a chat with the individual so they can share their concerns, they can give you inputs back. And the third, I think, which is the most important, you have to have a mechanism whereby you are transparent as an organization to go back to the individuals who gave you insights, and to be transparent enough to say, we took your consideration, this is how we took it into the decision. And if you haven't taken their inputs, be very transparent of why those weren't considered. Because ultimately what that could do, if you don't do that, that could actually demotivate staff, because then they feel they're a part of a process for just being part of a process, and it doesn't lead to anything. I mean, just from my side, I think the last words, it doesn't matter, when we talk about inclusion, especially in the workplace, it doesn't matter if you're a corporate organization or you're not-for-profit like us. You can take really concrete steps, really simple steps to promote inclusion. And the recruitment process that I talked about today is just one. But you really need to develop that environment is critical. But the actions that you can do and the results that you will see it is highly motivational for staff to feel a part of change. So I would suggest to everyone, take the first step.